Podcasting has recently become a new, popular outlet for information concerning all sorts of problems and ideas. The Shamrock Green Room podcast has recently become a staple of the Columbus Catholic Schools community. The podcast was started by Taylor Dahl, who is the current director of communications, video production, and website management. Dahl explains how the podcast will help SCOTUS grow.
The podcast was started because Mr. Anuka and I have had the idea over the last year, and we just want to make sure we're going to do it right. So I want to make sure we have the right equipment. We want to make sure the stories we wanted to tell were kind of in place, and thought about that last spring and into the summer, and got the equipment and started to go. So it's been a really good experience, and everybody listens to podcasts now. So it was just kind of the next logical step for us to grow within our kind of our media footprint.
Here Dahl says what the future of the podcast will be.
I just want to be able to help tell the story of Columbus Catholic Schools in a new way. Being able to incorporate the students here at SCOTUS, the students at the elementary schools. There's 388 students here at SCOTUS, and to me that's 388 stories.
Students have already started to take over the podcast. Some of the Student Session podcast episodes have already been posted on the SCOTUS YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Senior Rebecca Cush talks about her experience on the podcast.
My experience with making a podcast was just really unique, and having all the equipment together and talking to your friends was really fun and just an eye-opener to what we're doing with the school on the YouTube page.
Students like Cush share what they enjoy most about the podcast.
What I enjoyed most about making the podcast was just talking to my friends and listening to what they have to say about our school, and just learning more about each other and what the school has to bring.
Hopefully one day every student will get the chance to share their story on the Shamrock Green Room podcast.